Heroclix people. This is Shay McClure with Heroclix Borderlands bringing you Think Tank episode 003. Yeah, we're already on episode 3. Now the purpose behind this entire YouTube audio is to kind of go through building teams, taking them from a thought to paper, then from paper actually creating a test team that I can then take to the YouTube and kind of test against other teams, or just kind of go out there, play it against teams, see how it kind of operates. Now, as y'all know, this all started with my inspiration of Old Lace, from Gertrude York's and Old Lace. Its ability just to stay around forever made me think of a great piece that I might want to try and integrate into a team. Now, I want to throw a shout out to Matt with Games Rules. Matt's been blogging, I won't say blogging, but commenting on episode 2, making me think out my strategies, making me think what would be best, and really just asking questions about it. Now, one great question he brought up was, he was misunderstanding, was Gertrude and York's going to be the focal point of the team, or was it going to be Bebop and Rocksteady? As I said, this is just kind of a going through your mind, kind of a team building process. When I first started, I did want Gertrude and York's to kind of be the centerpiece, but as I've kind of gone through it, I believe Gertrude, York's, and Old Lace are a great secondary attacker, can take heat off of your primary attackers, and can actually create people to get out of position, or if left alone, they can do a lot of damage on their own. So with that in mind, I have Gertrude York's on this team. I'm not going to ever take her off. I'm just trying to build around it. Now, he also talked about Bebop and Rocksteady, about their survivability. They're on there to survive, to spin the wheel, the Just League teleport, which I think is an effective resource. You have to know what you're doing, have to build it carefully. But I think that with Old Lace and Bebop and Rocksteady, they can maybe maximize the use of that resource. Now, he wondered why not put Green Lantern on there. As I put in there, I think Overdrive's a great hyper taxi, and with his less points, I'm not sure that getting the 2 action tokens one third of the time, being able to do 2 action, is really where I'm wanting to go with this team. I'm really looking for them to be able to survive a shot and then be able to deliver a harder punch back. Now, that all being said, kind of going through that process, I want to thank Matt, because that makes me remember the focus of the team and kind of work it out. Now, also I'll bring in other influences, and this is where I need help. I need y'all to help me wade through the mess that's in my head. And today when I was running, I was out running for about a 3-mile jog, and as I was kind of going through it, I was listening to 2 clips from KO, that's Aaron Cantu, and I've already listened to Starting Over podcast with Dark Logos, Edward Shelton, and they had brought up some ideas that had been floating around in my head, and they kind of coalesced into this team build I'm kind of working on. Now, Aaron Cantu and Pat Yaboka were talking about how there's some great ID call-ins out of Elseworld, especially around the 70-point level. They also were talking about the Chase Green Arrow, and it made me start thinking, who are my call-in options? The reason why I looked at Bebop and Rocksteady is the Nick Fury call-in option. So if I kind of step back from that and I don't need a Nick Fury, I started looking, who would be my call-in option? Cosmic Spider-Man, 75 points. Chase Green Arrow, 80 points. And more than likely, a Superman that can maybe bring some heavy heat pain, some kind of charged person I might need. So kind of looking at that, and he's 90, looking, wow, okay, so I'm not needing the 125 if I'm not going to go with a teleporter. So it made me start thinking of an alternate build that still involved Old Lace and Gertrude. So, but the interesting point of that is that with this alternate build, it also made me look at my current build and go, well, how can I maximize it? And they kind of fed each other, and right now I'm at 2 builds. And this is what will happen. I'm at a cross point, a fork in the road. Which road do I take? I have 2 teams now kind of diverged, and I'm really looking at it going, wow, do I test both of them? And really looking for y'all's input, your help me through this thought process, because this is about my team building and, just insight into how I like to build teams. Now, let me go through the new alternate build that I got for inspiration from Shelton and from Pat Yaboka and Aaron Cantu. So, looking at it, what's going to happen is still keep Overdrive because I still think he's going to be awesome with Old Lace. So I got Gertrude and Overdrive. That's 85 points. Now, the other thing I looked at is maybe on this build, I might put a Colossal Retaliator. Because I know I'm probably going to get hit first, and I want something that can maybe buy me some time. So I looked at a Wonder Woman, the new Skyscraper Wonder Woman. So she's at 15 points. Not bad. So now I'm at 100 points. Then I looked at what else can I do? And what I ended up looking at is Jhor Dan looks like an amazing option for this team. Jhor Dan at 90 points can do a lot of call-ins. He has the ability to pick support powers. He has the ability to change his size, move around to kind of create some, and he has sidestep. So he works great with Overdrive in being able to get to the vehicle. Now, to pair with him, I also thought, wow, you know what would be a great option is another person that can call in the same amount, because I'm hanging around. I don't like a lot of my 100-point character options. So then I went with Shifting Focus Superman. All of a sudden, I'm adding more and more versatility to this team so they can respond to different threats. And with the new Shifting Focus Superman out of Elseworlds being added to that set, so now I've got 5 Supermen I can change in and out. I have a passive one, and when I say passive, that means he doesn't have to do anything. He ups my defense all around. He has Invincible. Once again, now I have a hard time to be hit. And then I look at, okay, then I have 3 calling cards. Probably very doable in the game. I can get them all 3 off. So I'm like, okay, that looks awesome. And I still have 5 points left over. So then came the thing where I was listening to Edward Shelton. It's going to be the boxing ring. The ability to play the boxing ring as special terrain at 5 points can make this team even better. It allows me, if I get a bad map, to create some terrain in which it's a more beneficial map for me. I can plop it down, create terrain I want, get the vehicle to that terrain, and all of a sudden everybody's defense goes up by 2 if you're trying to shoot from me from outside the ring. So that's going to make a huge difference with my team, especially with my defense values, which are already at 18 or 19. So now the lowest one is my Old Lace Pog. Now you got to be thinking, well, what about Gertrude? Well, yes, Gertrude is my weak link. She's going to be in the back. She's probably going to run out to she's going to run out and get in stealth to make her harder to hit. However, I'm really looking at her as if people want to focus on that 50-point piece, and I can establish a center point or what I call a kill area in the middle of the map, or a beneficial area for me where I can control sectors of the map, and that's what Edward Shelton was talking about, then I might have an advantage. If they go after her, maybe I can come and bring something around. I still have my Colossal Retaliator who can lock people down. So looking at that, that looks pretty good. Now, am I susceptible to a Alpha Strike? Maybe, but I still think I can survive an Alpha Strike. Even if Doc Ock comes at me, he is only going to be able to kill maybe one of my figures. And then he's going to have to survive a retaliatory threat from my other figures. So I kind of feel pretty good with that team. But this spurred me on back to my other team that's trying to turn the teleporter. So I'm stuck at Bebop at 125, Overdrive at 35, Gertrude at 50, and the teleporter at 35. I have 55 points left. What am I going to use that for? I started thinking, Doc Strange brings so much to that team. His ability to shift and focus out to add defense or add to attackers, empower, and +1 to your attack can be a difference maker, especially on some of the call-ins. And then also, this team's going to operate very well out of the boxing ring. As Paris Gordon mentioned in his article, the boxing ring can be abused when you're starting to get your characters at the edge. They call in somebody that will be placed outside the boxing ring and let them shoot without the penalty while keeping your figures safe. So, looking at that, I'm starting to get an idea of these two teams having maybe some competitive ability, versatility. So I just wanted y'all to know, which one do you like? I've explained some of the strategies I really like the versatility of my alternate build, but I also enjoy the defensive ability and the offensive capability of my first build, which is Bebop. So just let me know. This one's going out. It's just quick and dirty, trying to get it out, trying to get it going. Appreciate y'all listening in. Just let me know how you enjoy it. Have any questions? Let's start a discussion. Let's try to get this as best we can. Talk to you later. Bye.